You've probably tried all the serums, right? The cleanser that literally costs more than a nice dinner out. The 10-step routine that takes 20 minutes every single night, just eating into your already precious free time. Maybe you've even tried the elimination diets, cutting dairy, then gluten, then sugar, one at a time, with absolute sheer commitment. And yet, your skin is still doing the exact same thing. The breakouts that return to the exact same place. The dryness that comes creeping back the second you stop moisturizing. The flare-ups that follow your stressful work weeks almost like clockwork. Well, welcome to This Explainer. If they're a busy professional who really needs minimal effort, high-impact support, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're going to look at your body with a completely new lens. Okay, let's dive into this. What if your skin isn't a surface problem at all? What if it's actually a message, and you've been treating the envelope instead of reading the letter inside? You see, in traditional medicine practices like Chinese, Ayurvedic, and Persian medicine, the skin has literally never been treated in isolation. It's always read as an expression of your internal organ health. And when it comes to the vast majority of chronic, stubborn skin conditions, two organs carry the absolute most responsibility: your lungs and your liver. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with organ mapping, then go over some simple pantry staples, walk through 3 organ recipes, cover proper almond preparation, and finally wrap up with the daily rhythms that sustain it all. Let's jump right into section 1, organ mapping. This is where we uncover the hidden language of your body, specifically focusing on the lungs and the liver. Now, what's really fascinating here is how clearly your body allows you to self-diagnose. Think about it like a map. In classical Chinese medicine, the lungs govern the skin's outer barrier and its moisture. So if your skin lacks nourishment from the lungs, you'll see what we call lung-type patterns. We're talking chronic dryness, fine lines appearing prematurely, a kind of dull complexion or eczema, particularly in the elbow creases. On the flip side, the liver filters the blood that feeds your skin. When the liver gets sluggish from stress, processed foods, or late nights, it just can't clear hormones and toxins effectively. Your body is incredibly intelligent, right? So it routes that waste to secondary channels, like the skin. This liver-type pattern shows up as hormonal acne along the jawline, deep cystic breakouts, and redness or rosacea. And honestly, most of us, especially busy professionals, actually have both of these patterns operating at the exact same time. Moving on to section 2, pantry staples. Now that we know what our organs are actually asking for, we're going to turn to the kitchen to answer them. Here is the ultimate kitchen checklist for your skin reset. And please don't worry, these aren't complex, overwhelming weekend projects or ridiculously expensive supplements. These are precise, traditional medicines disguised as everyday foods. We're talking white fungus, Asian pears, goji berries, bitter gourd, fresh neem leaves, almonds, and saffron. By simply stocking your pantry with these super accessible items, you're building a medicinal toolkit that works from the inside out. It's a high-yield intervention that totally respects your busy schedule. Which brings us right to section 3, 3 organ recipes. These are specific organ-supporting meals designed to reset your skin from the deepest layers all the way up to the surface. Our first recipe is the white fungus, pear, and goji berry skin congee. Now, white fungus, which is also known as tremella or snow ear, is truly remarkable in Chinese medicine. It acts exactly like an internal hyaluronic acid. Seriously, modern research even confirms its polysaccharides have a superior moisture-binding capacity. But here's the kicker. Instead of sitting on top of your skin like a pricey serum, it deeply hydrates dry, depleted skin from below the surface, moistening what's called the lung yin. The preparation for this is just incredibly soothing and simple. First, you're going to soak the dried white fungus for about 20 to 30 minutes until it blooms and gets nice and soft. Next, just simmer it with some rice, red dates, and water on low heat for 40 to 50 minutes until it becomes silky and a little gelatinous. Then, you'll add your diced pear and goji berries in the last 10 minutes so they retain all those great nutrients. Finally, let it cool slightly and stir in a touch of raw honey. This comforting little bowl is actually doing 4 things simultaneously. The white fungus hydrates, the pear moistens the lung channel, the goji berries protect against oxidative damage, and the red dates nourish your blood quality. Pretty amazing, right? Okay, our second recipe is the turmeric, neem, and bitter gourd liver clarity dal. Now, this one is firmly rooted in the Ayurvedic tradition. It's a powerful blood purifier designed specifically to clear liver heat. You wouldn't make this an everyday meal. Instead, think of it as a highly specialized intervention. You'll want to use it maybe 3 times a week when you're experiencing hormonal acne, deep breakouts, or when your skin just feels reactive and hot to the touch. Here's exactly how you bring this medicinal dal to life. First, simmer split yellow moong dal with fresh turmeric and ginger for 25 minutes.
In a separate pan, you're going to saute some ghee, cumin, fresh neem leaves, and a tiny pinch of hing. Now add your sliced bitter gourd, also known as chlorella. The real trick here is the salt and rinse method. You salt the slices, let them sit for 15 minutes, and then give them a good rinse. This softens the chlorella's harsh bitterness, but crucially, without removing its therapeutic blood sugar regulating properties. Cook that for a few minutes, stir the whole shebang into your dal, let it simmer for another 5 minutes, and finish it off with a squeeze of fresh lime. That lime actually increases the bioavailability of the turmeric, which directly supports your liver's detoxification pathways. Our third recipe is the sesame, almond, and saffron skin-building morning drink. This is going to be your new 5-minute morning tonic. It's literally a 1,000-year-old prescription, taken warm, right on an empty stomach before breakfast. By taking it while you're fasted, you're delivering vital fat-soluble nutrients directly to the skin's deeper layers before the day's food can create any digestive competition. We're going to pause the recipe flow for just a quick second to look at Section 4, almond preparation. There's a really crucial technique here that you absolutely need to master for that morning drink. I want you to consider this question for a moment. Why do we soak and peel almonds? Like, why does this specific tiny little detail matter so much in traditional medicine all across the globe? So the crucial point here is precision over volume. See, raw, unsoaked almonds contain phytic acid, and phytic acid actually blocks your body from absorbing the very minerals you're trying to consume in the first place. Furthermore, that little brown skin contains tannins that can seriously irritate your gut lining, but by soaking them overnight and slipping those skins off in the morning, you dramatically increase their bioavailability. 6 properly prepared, soaked, and peeled almonds have significantly more nutritional impact on your skin than 20 raw ones just blindly thrown into a smoothie. No way, right? But it's true. Once you've got that prepped, assembling your morning drink is completely effortless. The night before, just soak your 6 to 8 almonds in water and steep a tiny pinch of saffron in a little warm milk. In the morning, simply peel the almonds, blend them up with a teaspoon of white sesame seeds and a splash of warm milk until it's nice and smooth. Then gently warm the rest of your milk and stir in your almond sesame paste, the saffron milk, a dash of cardamom, and maybe a little ghee if you like. Drink this warm. It is absolutely loaded with vitamin E and zinc, which are literally the foundational building blocks for your skin's barrier function. Finally, we arrive at Section 5, daily rhythms. Now, food is obviously vital, but consistent, unhurried daily habits are what actually allow your skin to properly utilize all these incredible nutrients. I really want to highlight a specific time for you, 9 a.m. Having a complete bowel movement before this time every single morning is literally the single most important, non-negotiable skin rhythm there is. We call this the bowel-skin connection. Think of your bowel as your body's primary waste channel. It processes and eliminates what the liver has worked so incredibly hard to clear. So when elimination is sluggish, say when you're super stressed, rushing out the door, and just not going regularly, that waste literally backs up into the blood. The liver just cannot complete its clearing work. So what happens then? Well, the body panics and routes that waste to the secondary channels, forcing the skin to take over the job. The result? Breakouts and congestion. But if you clear the primary channel, the skin simply doesn't have to compensate. Let's quickly summarize these cost-free, high-impact routines. First, prioritize that bowel elimination before 9 a.m. You can use warm water with lemon or psyllium husk if you need a little help. Second, you really must be asleep before 11 p.m. The window between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. is exactly when the liver processes blood and the skin does its deepest repair work. Late nights rob both organs simultaneously. Third, use a humidifier and drink warm water to protect your lungs' moisture, especially if you're sitting in a dry, air-conditioned office all day. And finally, spend just 5 minutes an evening doing a gentle facial massage or gua sha to manually drain lymphatic waste. Remember, your skin renews on a 28-day cycle. That means patience isn't just optional, patience is literally the mechanism of healing. I'll leave you with this really empowering thought. The skin is not the beginning of the body's story. It is the last page. It is the final, visible proof that your body has been asking for something. You are no longer just blindly treating the surface. You now speak your body's language, understanding the precise needs of your lungs and your liver. I'd love to invite you to download the free Skin Surface Reset Guide, linked below, so you can easily integrate these tools into your busy life. Now that you finally know the language, what is your skin trying to tell you today, and are you ready to listen?